Hey there, fellow rail fans. Welcome back to another Live Trains Rail Recap. Let's jump into the video. We begin the video over at Tower 26 in Houston, Texas, where we observe a Union Pacific train slowly moving on one of the connector tracks. This Union Pacific train features the former Kyle Railroad EMD GP7U number 1550, a locomotive with a remarkable 71-year-old history. It was originally built in Canada by General Motors Diesel in 1953 as Quebec North Shore and Labrador Railway number 121. The Quebec North Shore and Labrador Railway is an isolated iron ore railroad that operates through the remote wilderness of northeastern Quebec and western Labrador in Canada. Quebec North Shore and Labrador Railway number 121 was retired and sold to Canadian Bell-Equip Limited in 1971, where it still retained its road number 121. Bell-Equip, a short-lived leaser of diesel locomotives based in Canada, sold off its locomotives to Precision National Corp in 1972. Number 121 would then operate through most of the early 1970s, being leased to Canadian Pacific Railroad. In the late 1970s, number 121 was sold off to Chicago and Northwestern Railroad, along with 35 other former Quebec North Shore and Labrador GP7s and GP9s, at which time it was renumbered to Chicago and Northwestern number 4351. This GP7 would be part of Chicago and Northwestern's roster until retirement in 1989. At some point in the 1990s, this GP7 was sold off to Eastern Alabama Railway and was rebuilt into a GP7U. It worked on Eastern Alabama Railway as number 1550 until sometime in the late 1990s, when it was then purchased by Kyle Railroad. Although its time on Kyle Railroad was brief, it subsequently was sold off to Schooler Grain Company, who currently owns the locomotive. At Schooler Grain Company, GP7 U number 1550 is relegated to grain elevator switching duties, a humble yet vital role. Truly, the journey of this locomotive exemplifies the resilience and adaptability of these early electromotive diesel locomotives, making it a remarkable piece of rail history. Now let's shift gears over to T and NO Junction in Houston, Texas. Check out this interesting Conrail bi-level auto rack. Continuing at T and NO Junction, a northbound Union Pacific manifest off the Angleton subdivision sports a very rare locomotive, Union Pacific AC 4400 number 6706, which is the last locomotive left on the Union Pacific that still wears its original Chicago and Northwestern paint scheme. It was built in 1994 for the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad as number 8804. Still at T and NO Junction, on a late night, a BNSF transfer train approaches the camera, leading long hood forward. This train is led by ET 44C4, number 3769. This train will shortly enter the BNSF Mikawa subdivision and will terminate at BNSF's Pearland Intermodal Facility. These loaded intermodal cars are from the Barber's Cut Container Terminal, and their final destination is either Dallas-Fort Worth or Denver, Colorado. And that wraps up today's recap. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your fellow rail enthusiasts. Thanks for joining us on Live Train. Until next time, cheers.